Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal. The international break is now officially over. We are now back with the match previews and of course reviews after the game. And it does feel like it has been a while, but hopefully you guys did remain entertained over that international break with the facecam videos that I brought you guys, discussing some other topics surrounding Barcelona. And those videos did go really well, so thank you guys for your support on those. But now it is time to talk about the really important stuff at Barcelona. It is of course the business end of our season now. We have two trophies to fight for, two trophies that we desperately want to win. The domestic double is up for grabs, and in tomorrow's game we will be facing Valladolid at the Camp Nou in the full knowledge that we have to continue winning. So let's get started. And this one, of course, will be coming to us live from the Camp Nou at 9 PM local time over there in Catalonia, but it will be on Monday night, guys, so watch out for that one, of course, doing the preview on the Sunday. It does mean that it will be the match on the Monday. And looking at our other title rivals, guys, Saturday afternoon, Real Madrid beat Eibar by 2-0 at the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium, so quite an easy victory for them there, guys, quite convincing. And of course, tonight, whether you guys have watched the game yet or not, depending on when you're watching this preview, it will be Sevilla versus Atletico Madrid. So that's a massive game. The title race is absolutely crucial, and I'm sure we will all be having our eyes peeled for that one. So let's actually begin with ourselves then, Barcelona, for it is another massive fixture. And look guys, let's set it straight. We are now back after the international break. We've been on extremely impressive form before this. And now guys, it's as simple as this. We have to keep winning. We've got 10 games remaining in the title race. And well, essentially guys, this is the scene, let's set it straight. We essentially have to win all of these games, I think. You look at the points difference between us and Atletico. And as I said, we have been rampant. We've got ourselves in this position to really fight for both titles. But it just has to continue now if we want to be winning La Liga. We have 10 massive games here. On top of that Copa del Rey final against Athletic Club on the 17th of April, and Ronald Koeman's Barcelona must be absolutely ruthless. And we do come into tomorrow's game in some interesting circumstances. Of course, before the international break, we were on that hot form. We found that formula with the three at the back. We just beaten Real Sociedad 6-1 away from home at Anoeta there, and we know that Sociedad have actually just gone on to win the Copa del Rey against Athletic, so the first of two this season, by the way. But what we've got to do now, guys, is pick ourselves up again, because after the international break, it is actually quite hard. It does cut the rhythm a little bit. It can actually be difficult to get back on your feet and say, look, let's get that form back. That can be really hard, so we've got a crucial game tomorrow to make sure we get back to those levels that we were at. Luckily for us, we do play on the Monday, so we have had a bit of extra time for this one, but as I said, we need to quickly find our form quickly there. And most importantly, guys, get those 3 points. But we do also go into tomorrow's game with a few technicalities to discuss, because if both Lionel Messi and Frankie de Jong get booked tomorrow evening, they would miss El Clasico. Both of those players are one yellow card away from a suspension, and yep, you heard that one correctly. If they get booked, they will be missing El Clasico. So that's how important this game is. We cannot get those guys in trouble. We have to make sure that they don't do anything silly, no pulling back on anyone, no cheap fouls, no talking to the referee. They have to be super careful, and I think we know that the referee will be out there to book them. We know how these things work. And I do expect both of those players to start the game tomorrow, so they have to be so careful to not get booked, because that could be absolutely detrimental to our hopes of winning La Liga. And we'll also be joined by a few players returning from injury. Ronald Araujo should now be fully recovered. He came on against Real Sociedad. He'll be back in the squad list for this one. It does look like he's lost his place in the team right now, but he will be in there in the squad list for tomorrow's game. He should be fully fit now. He's had a long time to train over the international break with no Uruguayan games, so he should be fine. And he'll be joined, guys, by Sergi Roberto, who looks like he is now fully fit, so he should be returning to the squad list. I wouldn't expect him to start tomorrow, maybe not even in the upcoming games. We'll have to see what Ronald Koeman and his technical staff decide to do about that one, but he should really be getting some minutes off the bench tomorrow if all goes swimmingly. And then there's Gerard Piqué, guys, who is trying to train with the group today, but I don't actually expect him to be risked for tomorrow's game, and he may just return for either the Clásico or the Copa del Rey final. So with that being said, this is my predicted 11 for tomorrow's game, and you know what? It's the same 11 that played against Real Sociedad before the international break. I think Ronald Koeman could go for something like this. Yes, he could bring a few players in if he wants to, but this is a crucial game. Let's get that rhythm back, like I was saying. I don't think he'll start Roberto. I doubt he'll start Araujo. And like I said, I don't think Piqué is going to be in the squad list. Then you've got others like Ilaich, but again, he played in the Barcelona B match on Saturday afternoon, so I don't think he'll be playing. Of course, you've got players like Braithwaite and Junior Firpo and Trincao who could be playing, but look, this is a massive game. We have to win this football match tomorrow if we want to be winning La Liga, and I think we should go with the same team. I think it's highly likely we see the same team as well. It's strong. We've got good rhythm in it. We've got dangerous players in the final third. We've got options all over the pitch. I'm looking at those wing-backs again, who for me are going to be absolutely key for Barcelona if we want to be winning the double. Those guys cause massive issues for defences. Let's go like that. Let's win the match. and Messi and De Jong, do not get yourselves booked. But we couldn't end the match preview, guys, without talking about our opposition here in Real Valladolid, who come into tomorrow's game in 16th place. That is a position that their coach, Sergio Gonzalez, has been very, very used to getting them in. You know, they've been in this situation for the past couple of seasons now. They often scrap around the relegation zone. But to be fair to them, they usually find a way out. They've been a consistent La Liga side now for a few years. They've stayed in the division back to back to back. And they do tend, actually, to grind out some results towards the end of the season that get them up there, and they survive them in the league. And that is why Barcelona have to be so careful tomorrow in what is a must-win game for us. But despite the fact that we know Valladolid will come here fighting, they'll play that low block, they'll make things really difficult for Barcelona, especially after the international break. We all know that, guys. That is a sort of team that, you know, can come to the Camp Nou and can just soak up pressure. But it will be down to us to really get at their defence. You know, we're always talking about that creativity. You know, can we get them behind? Can we really cause them issues? That, of course, again, for a lot of Barcelona games, it is the key. And tomorrow it will be the key again. But we simply cannot forget to mention that Valladolid come into tomorrow's game with a lot of absences. And Valladolid, actually, over the past few weeks, they had a COVID outbreak at the club, so they've got about 5 or 6 players, I believe, missing for this game due to COVID. At least they haven't been training, so I doubt they'll be back in for tomorrow's fixture. That on top of a few other injuries they had already. You know, sides always have injuries here and there, like us with Ansu Coutinho, Piqué Roberto. You know, Valladolid, they have similar. So all those injuries on top of the new COVID outbreak, they could be a little bit light in numbers for tomorrow's game. So maybe a weakened Valladolid tomorrow at the Camp Nou, although I still expect them to be strong enough. And of course, guys, they'll certainly be putting up a proper fight against Barcelona tomorrow. But it is now time to move on to the prediction section of the video before we wrap this one up. And by the way, check out our community tab. I have decided now to launch a few different polls on there, you know, one each video really. So there are loads of questions to ask you guys to get involved and leave your say. And yeah, for this one, this was of course the predictions for the Valladolid game. This is what you guys have gone for. And as expected, you guys do seem to be in pretty confident spirits, going for 3+ goals victory there for Barcelona against Valladolid. We would expect, of course, to be winning these matches, but let's see what happens. In terms of my prediction, I'm going to go for Barca 3, Valladolid 1. I do think after the international break, you know, maybe we won't be seeing absolute fireworks from Barcelona. Maybe Valladolid nick a goal here and there. The Barcelona, I think, will get over the line. I hope we get these 3 points. Of course, it's a crucial game. We've got 10 massive finals now, really, in La Liga. And, of course, the final in the Copa del Rey before this season is up. So let's continue going, guys. The season is back underway. It is on the final sprint. It's the business end. And we simply have to continue winning. Leave all your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll see you guys after tomorrow night's game to discuss it all. Until then, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.